and I come over the top. This time when I throw this over, I can't isolate his bicep with my heel. So I'm gonna switch. So the switch is real easy. All I do is I get rid of my bottom, I replace my bottom hand with my top hand, and I just roll over. So constantly having his hand attached to his stomach, control, and roll. So I've got the Kimura grip here. We're gonna go ahead and swim this over his head. Okay, and as I do that, my left leg is coming up high onto his chest, and I'm gonna vacate this right leg that's kind of acting as a pillow, keeping him up. I just rotate this around and step over. Okay. In this position, don't lay straight back, because now his elbow is way up here. I'm gonna actually sit up and attach his elbow to my sternum. Then now I can use my body weight to pull this back. And my left arm, instead of pulling it this way, I'm gonna kind of lift it up towards his wrist. And then I can isolate to get his arm straight versus pulling this way. Okay, because if Brandon holds his hands together, I'm just kind of pulling at the crook of his bicep. So instead I'm gonna lift towards his wrist. And here I can just go ahead and rotate my hands over. I don't need to keep this grip. I can just flip over, pinching your knees tight. Okay, this is gonna make the big difference, is this knee pressure here. And then heels on the floor, and then just lift your hips up. Okay, so his arm's already locked out here. If I just bring his hand to my sternum, you should get that tap. One more time. We're going from the chicken wing grip, secured with my free hand. I step, and then I come over the top. I'm gonna go over the shoulder. I can't catch his heel, so I switch my grip, come up over his head. Left leg's coming up high, and over his head here. Okay, if this is underneath his arm or over his arm, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I sit up, nice and tight to his sternum. I lift towards his wrist and lay back. Immediately starting to pinch, and then now I can get the armbar. Okay, let's give that a shot. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we control the wrist control. Everything's the same. Everyone looks pretty good with this motion here. Okay, some people are having a hard time getting this over the head. If the guy's sitting up tall, it's going to be hard for me to get this over the head. If I lean him down here, okay, the more I pull him this way, look how close his head is to the floor. Now it's easy for me to loop this around. Okay? So don't let him sit up here and then now you're trying to, I can't get this up. Boom, pull him this way. So look how I use this hand towards his shoulder. I pop his elbow up, and now I can loop this around easy. Okay? Sorry, I didn't make the hand switch, but here, boom, make the hand switch. Here, we go over the top. I can't get his leg or his arm, and I'm just over his shoulder. So I can pull him down with my leg here, so I can just kind of whip him this way. So I pull and lift. And that once I make the switch to armbar grip, this should be real easy, because he's already laying down. I slide this up, and I throw this leg over the top. Okay, let's rotate this way a little bit. So what I was showing Joe and Jason here is if your partner starts locking up tight, okay, one of the things that we used to do is, number one is from here, if you want to be mean, again, pinch your knees, you can just kick your leg. Okay? But the thing is you don't want to kick your leg and do this, you want to kick downwards. If you can force him to look that way, okay, it's easier to pull this arm this way or towards his shoulder. The other thing that we used to do is you go underneath, especially when he's facing away, is you go underneath the head, especially when the guy's stubborn, you're pulling and the guy's holding tight. Just go under the head and grab your own gi here. Okay, and after you do that, you just start kicking straight. It's just like a jog. As soon as you do this and you see his hand leave, then you just lay straight back. So you go under the head. If you can, you want to try to get like a little bit of calf on his neck. Okay, grab the gi, an illegal grip if you want, but try not to get the forward in. So you're here, and I just kick straight. Okay, it's very uncomfortable, and when the guy's real stubborn, he's holding on, I still have this deep, and I can make this transition here. So I still have a tight grip on my lapel. I go underneath his head, and I grab my own pant, and I just kick. As soon as his hand leaves, then I just gonna lay back and attack the arm again. Or you can get the choke or the jaw crush on that one. Okay? So let's go ahead and give that a shot real quick. 1, 2, 3.
Now for